Hi everyone, my name is Melissa Desveaux. I am the author and publisher of our new book called Letters of Love. I've got it right here. It's our new book.
You have it in print?
So today I'm going to be interviewing Rebekah Samuel. She's one of the authors in Letters of Love. So welcome, Rebekah. How are you going?
It's going well. This month is flown. Like what we were just talking about. Been busy.
Very busy.
Yes.
Yeah, especially for the start of the year. We're very busy. So this book is coming out on the 1st of February. So we'll be launching on the 1st of February. As I said, Rebekah is an author to her has written a letter in Letters of Love. So I'm just gonna ask her some questions, and she'll be able to give you some answers of the letter. So Rebekah, why did you decide to join the Letters of Love project?
So it's so funny because when you first approached me, I got really scared because I was like, am I ready for this? I don't even know if I'm ready for this in my life. But I saw it as, if I don't jump in and I don't try something new and try something I've never done before, I'm going to regret it because I didn't try. So I loved the premise of the book. I thought it was really neat to have all these love letters coming from around the world. And I thought that would be like a neat way to reach out to the world and what I wanted to say, where people actually are reading it and seeing it. Because, your stuff can get lost online. It can just get lost in the funnel.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't get to actually hear what you have to say and what you really think. So it was like a neat opportunity. I was like, I should take it. I should take this.
Yeah. Letters are different than just writing as well. So you're writing to a whole bunch of people. You're writing to somebody that you love. It's completely different than just a normal book that you would read. So, what is your letter about, and who is it to?
So I wrote 2 letters. The first letter is kind of like a legacy letter, something that I wanted to leave behind for the next generation that's going to be coming up after me. And also just people in my life that I wanted to acknowledge that I see them. I see how they've cared for me in my life. I see how they've loved me, how they've encouraged me along the way in my life. And to kind of give this perspective of love that is challenging to society's definition of love. So it's going to be a little different than maybe people are used to reading, but I think it really kind of gets to the root of what love is, rather than just, the fluffy romantic side of things. It's how deep it can go. So, yeah.
And your other one?
Yes, sorry, my other one. Yes, my other one is a marriage one. It's a marriage-focused one. And I write on the perspective of marriage from being on the autistic spectrum and how different that is. Because a marriage from that perspective can be very different. So I give a lot of advice and things like that to have a lasting, fulfilling marriage that is going to be full of love and commitment, that type of thing.
And so why did you decide to write about the letters that you wrote about?
Well, the first one, I've always wanted to say one big message to everybody, like whoever you are out there that is reading this. Like, I wanted to be able to have that one thing that I say to everyone that would relate to anybody who reads it. So this was a really neat opportunity to do that. I've written in blog posts and other things, articles and stuff, but there's always that niche. There's that specific niche. And this is kind of a way to just be like, hey, everyone in the world, I'm looking at you. Mm-hmm. So no matter who you are, you're going to hear my heart for you. even if I don't know you and have never met you, I still feel this way about you. And that can be a little different. And maybe that's part of my Asperger's side. I don't know. But that can be different because a lot of times we tend to only care about love and pay attention to the people that are immediately in our life. We don't always think about the people outside, but I have this perspective in my life and in my person to look at everybody and to see everybody, whoever you are, whatever, faith you practice, I see you. So I wanted that to come across. And then the other one, I feel like marriage is really hard, and there's been a lot of really sad things that have happened to people that I love in their marriages. And I kind of want to give that little secret of like, here's the recipe to hold it all together, no matter what you're going through, So
yeah, your letters are really nice. I loved reading your letters. As with the other ones, but yours is very special, and it's a little bit different as well, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
So how do you want people to feel or learn when they read your letter?
Well, kind of like what I said before, I want you to, when you're reading my letter, I want you to know that someone is out there who cares about you. Like, I may not have met you, you may not have met me personally, but I want you to feel like you just did, that you just did meet me, and that you just did feel love from me and care from me, for me to have sat down and taken the time to put those words together. And I know there's people out there, I know there's, people like you who may feel like you have had a really rough go of it in 2020. I mean, the timing of this was so perfect to bring this out at this time. 2020 was really hard for a lot of us. And I want you guys to have something you can cherish and hold on to on those times that are really tough and that you're barely making it. I want you to be able to open this book and read my letter and be reminded of how you can love others through your own pain, but also how I love you through your pain as well.
That's beautiful. So is there anything else that you'd like to add about your letter, about you, whatever you like?
Okay. I'm on the spot now. I would just say that if you guys are out there and you're seeing these interviews and you're like, oh man, that is so cool. Like, I wish I was writing a letter, or I wish I was getting published in a book. I would say go for it. If you ever have an opportunity to publish in a book for the first time, even if you just do it one time, do it, because your words need to be heard. They need to be written, and you have a unique perspective that people need to hear. They need to hear your story. You have no idea, like the whole time that I've been going through this, I've been just reflecting on how many people are going to be reading this. Like, how many of you really are going to be reading this book, and how is it going to impact your life? And I would say that that's not just for us as authors, but I think that you have that as well. You have that opportunity as well, to just do it. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of what people are going to think. Even if you're like, I don't consider myself an eloquent speaker. I know you say differently, Melissa, but I've heard other people in my life speak much better than I do, express better than I do, even write better than I do. Okay. But I think what makes it special is that it's coming from your heart. Mm-hmm. It's coming from your heart. And when it comes from your heart, it's like adding the cherry on top, and every person has that. Every person has a special heart to offer to someone, whether it's life advice, whether it's, lessons learned, things like that. Just get your story out there. Mm-hmm. Work with Melissa. That's awesome. Work with Melissa. Aww. She's been pretty fantastic leading us through this. Little plug for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're so right. Everybody does need to write a story, whether it's even in a book or even just a blog post, or
Mm-hmm.
even if it's just on social media, just write your story, and you'll be surprised of how many people actually will relate to you. So it's so true.
And I do want to speak especially to my Asperger's community, the autistic community. A lot of times we can be afraid to put our voice out there because we are so different, and we have a lot of challenges when it comes to our personal life that we think sometimes, I don't think anybody wants to know, the bad side of things, the rough side of things. But actually, I see more people connect with someone who is raw and real and has been through hard times and hard things. And I don't think that you're bringing their positive down if you talk about those things. I think actually it helps people feel like they're connected to someone and that they're not as different as they thought they were. Mm-hmm. So to my Asperger's community, if you have something to write and if you have something to say, go for it, do it. I'm leading the way for you, like I'm doing this so that you guys can feel encouraged to do it too. So.
Well, it's actually funny that you say that, because I didn't know much about Asperger's really before I actually met you. I've heard of the term, and I've heard about it, but I just didn't really know. And I thought, to be honest with you, people with Asperger's were, how can I say, it's very reserved, socially reserved. But when I speak to you, you do not seem like that at all. So I've got a completely different perspective on how, how everybody's different and how you come across as well.
Some are reserved. We really all have personalities, just like everyone else. I think a lot of times you see someone reserved who wants to speak up, who wants to come forward, but they just don't feel self-confident enough. Yeah. So that's the thing, is like I'm putting myself out there in a lot of ways to show the community that we can do this. Even if, because I'm a reserved person, I really am. I'm like introverted. I have to have peace around me. Otherwise I can't think, I can't express. But putting yourself out there, allowing yourself to hit those hurdles and hit those, there's been challenges, Melissa. Mm-hmm. We know this. We know this. I'm writing Melissa every week and I'm like, hey, I'm behind. I'm having a meltdown right now. Like, I am not doing well. Can I get through this? Am I going to make it? And those deadlines, guys, oh my gosh, Melissa, the deadlines, that's hard for Asperger's, like really hard to have a deadline and to be like following it, but also not feel like you're paralyzed because of it, Yeah. So it's been a challenge, but it's been so growing of an opportunity for me. So.
Oh, that's good to hear. That's really good to hear. Mm-hmm. Okay, so last question, second last question. You have a bonus that you're going to give away up until the 31st. So because we're doing pre-sale at the moment, so we're giving away bonuses for anybody that buys the book. So Rebekah has a bonus as well. So do you want to talk about what bonuses you're going to give?
Yes. So the first one is going to be related to my business, The Lady Gadget. I am a computer guru. I love tech and stuff like that. And I work with the blogger platform, Google's blogger platform. So I'm going to be offering 30-minute free consultations for anybody who wants to start a website or a blog to get their own writing out there, or for their business, anything like that. So I'll be giving you like a consultation of like what you want for your design and how to lay it all out and stuff like that. And then if you want to move forward with me in that, then we would set that up. So, and then there's two. The second one's coming from my ministry side, Scripture Prescriptions Ministries. I'm putting together a list of different ways that you can love people practically in your life. So it's going to be kind of like a little go-to of like, I really want to love this person differently than I have before. And it's a quick go-to that you can go to and you know, use that. So I think it's going to be kind of neat, a neat way to connect with people.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so last question, how can we contact you if we need to or want to?
Okay, so probably the best and easiest way is to go to my website, www. And then Rebekah J. Samuel. It's a different spelling of Rebekah, so I don't know, Melissa, if you're going to have in the notes.
Yeah, I'll have
okay, so it's www.RebekahJSamuel.com. That would probably be the easiest way, because then you can get on my email list. I have a newsletter that you can sign up for, and a contact form, so you can contact me.
Okay, awesome. So thank you so much, Rebekah, for joining me today to to share your thoughts and what you're going to write about, or what you've written about in Letters of Love. Letters of Love will be released on the 1st of February. You can join our Facebook launch party as well. And you can grab all the details of Rebekah's links and things like that in the comments below this video. So that's it. Thank you so much again, Rebekah, and we will talk again soon.
Bye, everyone. Sounds good. Bye, everyone.
Bye.